Good morning. I just found another pretty cool thing in my personal devotional time, reading my Bible this morning, and just thought I'd share this really quickly. Here's what the verse is. It says from Luke chapter 8, verse 37, "Then all the people of the region of the Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them because they were overcome with fear." So here's the background of the story. There's a guy that he's out of his mind. He's demon possessed. The people in the village try to chain him up. He breaks out of the chains. He runs around naked all the time. In fact, I have a friend that refers to him as the naked cat eating man. My apologies to all of you cat lovers, but I didn't say it. You can take it up with somebody else. But here's this guy that Jesus comes to him and casts the demons out of him. And if you know the story in Luke chapter 8, the demons all go into these pigs. The pigs run down the hill, jump into the ocean, and drown. And everybody runs off to share the news throughout the village. And so they come back and they see this guy sitting right next to the feet of Jesus. And so then the verse says they asked Jesus to leave because they were overcome with fear. I heard an acrostic once for the word fear, F.E.A.R., which really said, it breaks down like this: false evidence appearing real. And so here's the two pieces of evidence. On one hand, they have this guy that was this demonic that is now sitting there in his right mind and at the feet of Jesus. And on the other hand, the other piece of evidence is they have this loss of income. These pigs that they had been raising ran down the hill. And they decided that what was more important to them was the loss of income than somebody whose life had been restored. It's kind of sad. But that's the way that a lot of people, they look at the temporary and they look at their own needs first, and they don't think about the other people's needs. And so here's I didn't read all of the verse. It says they were overcome with fear, and this is probably the saddest part. It says, so Jesus got into the boat and left. The Bible says that perfect love casts out fear. So if that's true, isn't it true the opposite as well? That fear can ask perfect love to leave? That's what happened here. Fear asked perfect love to leave, and he left. He got in the boat and left. So I went through, because, there's so many times that Jesus says in the Bible, do not be afraid. And I went through just this 8th chapter of Luke, and look at what people would miss out on if they gave into fear. In verse number 3, people would miss out on giving to Jesus. In verses 11 through 14, they'd miss out on obeying his word. In verse 16, they'd miss out on not letting their light shine for Jesus. In verse 25, they'd miss out on having faith. In verse 37, they'd miss out on keeping Jesus close to them. In verses 43 to 48, they'd miss out on touching Jesus for healing. And in verse 50, fear would keep them from believing Jesus for a miracle. And that's just one chapter in Luke. So, false evidence appearing real. If you have fear in your life, check the evidence. Is it false evidence? Is it evidence that's focused more on you and what might happen to you, and it's not evidence that's looking to Jesus and seeing what his word said? Go back to the Bible and check. Wherever you see the phrase, you could look up, do not be afraid. What was it that people were afraid of? Maybe there's something in there that would address something that you're afraid of. Don't let your fear ask perfect love to leave, but let the perfect love of Jesus cast out all fear that you might have in your heart, and a miracle will follow as a result of that. Read chapter 8 of Luke. It's a great chapter. Lots of great stories there. Hope you have a great day. Peace.